Let's be honest. Everyone's fantasized about being Spider-Man. The powers, the suit, the web slinging through New York City like it's your personal jungle gym. You get the girl, you save the day, you're the neighborhood icon. But here's the thing. You don't actually want to be Spider-Man. You want the highlight reel. You want the trailer, not the trauma. Because if you ever woke up with Peter Parker's powers, your life wouldn't turn into an MCU montage. It'd turn into a mental breakdown with a side of rent stress. Let's break down why being Spider-Man isn't heroic. It's horrifying. The fantasy? You get bit by a radioactive spider and wake up with abs, agility, and a perfect sense of timing. Now you can flip off buildings and punch dudes through walls. But the reality? You're 17, broke, and you just woke up with uncontrollable body mutations. You stick into walls. You accidentally crush your iPhone. You sneeze and destroy your bathroom mirror. Congratulations, you now need a whole new identity and a GoFundMe just to replace your mattress. And when you try to be a hero, suddenly the police hate you. Criminals want you dead, and the media is calling you a masked menace every 5 minutes. Oh, and by the way, there's still school, still homework, still a part-time job to help Aunt May. You can lift a car, but you can't lift yourself out of poverty. Everyone loves to quote Uncle Ben. With great power comes great responsibility. What they forget is that this responsibility isn't optional, it's a life sentence. You're constantly one bad decision away from someone dying, and guess what? That's exactly what happens. Peter lets one criminal walk away once, and Uncle Ben gets murdered. That lesson sticks forever, and from that moment on, everything becomes life or death. You're not swinging around for fun anymore. You're trying to stop robberies, kidnappings, assassins, alien invasions, and you're doing it alone. You can't call for backup. You can't call the cops. You can't even call your friends, because if anyone finds out who you are, they're dead too. Being Spider-Man means being addicted to guilt. You save 10 people and still cry yourself to sleep over the one you couldn't. Look, I get it. Most of you are probably thinking, but not everyone would want to be a hero anyway. And you're right, most people wouldn't. Being a hero isn't a job you clock in and out of. It's a 24/7 nightmare with no breaks, no PTO, and zero appreciation. If you think swinging around skyscrapers sounds fun, try dodging bullets while your phone's about to get repossessed and your Aunt May's health is declining. And here's the kicker. Spider-Man isn't even that powerful compared to the big players. He's not immortal, not invincible, and definitely not rolling in cash. Every fight could be his last, and every villain is one step away from ending his entire life. So yeah, most people wouldn't sign up for that. But what can you do when the world needs a hero and no one else is stepping up? You think with great power, you'd eventually win. But nope, Spider-Man has the worst rogues gallery in comic history, not because they're goofy, which they are, but because they are relentless. Green Goblin? Straight up terrorist with a personal vendetta. Doc Ock? Evil genius with mechanical murder arms. Venom? Literal nightmare goo that hates your guts. And they all have one thing in common. They don't just try to beat you, they try to ruin you. They find your family, they stalk your loved ones, they don't stop. You're not fighting crime, you're babysitting psychopaths who keep respawning like a glitchy game of Grand Theft Auto. And the more you care about people, the more weaknesses you have. Let's talk about logistics. Spider-Man makes no money, zero. He's not Tony Stark, he's not Bruce Wayne. He takes photos of himself to sell to the one dude who hates him, J. Jonah Jameson, just to buy groceries. Every battle leaves him with broken ribs and a half-ripped suit, and no one's covering that. No government contract, no Avengers salary, nothing. And when he actually saves people, most of the city still hates him. He gets blamed for property damage, accused of starting the fights he stops, and ends up dodging both bullets and lawsuits. You'd think he'd get a break, but no. Even when he wins, he loses. Every victory costs him something. A friend, a job, a piece of his soul.
Peter Parker is the human embodiment of can't have shit in this life.
He loses Uncle Ben, then Gwen Stacy, then Aunt May. He falls in love, only to push people away for their safety. He finally gets a moment of peace. Boom, multiverse explodes. The world just keeps asking more from him, and he just keeps giving, and it's never enough. Spider-Man isn't a power fantasy. He's a coping mechanism, a metaphor for growing up, for loss, for doing the right thing even when it sucks. You don't get the girl, you don't get the money, you don't get the peace. You just keep swinging, bleeding, grieving, pretending you're okay. So yeah, you think you want to be Spider-Man? You don't. You want the powers, the suit, the swagger. But Spider-Man isn't a flex. He's a kid with trauma who never gets to stop trying. Being Spider-Man means fighting for a city that doesn't love you, for people who don't know you, while slowly losing everything that made you you in the first place. You don't want to be him, you just want to escape like him. And that's the saddest part. So what do you think? Leave your thoughts down in the comment section.